This is In the Parks and Beyond, the podcast where we dive deep into the magical world of Disney, explore the thrills of Universal, and venture beyond the parks. Join us for insider tips, expert insights, and world-class recommendations on the best rides, shows, and hidden gems. We'll take you on culinary journeys with top food picks and share exciting adventures from destinations around the world. So, pull your lap bars down and head into the parks with us as we embark on this roller coaster we call life.
Welcome back to In the Parks and Beyond. I'm Jerry.
I'm Josh.
I'm Katie.
And we are joined by two very special guests today. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
Yes, I'm Ryan.
And I'm Olivia.
And we co-run Etrnl Youth. It's a theme park apparel brand specializing in the jerseys. That's about it.
And what got you started? Because I know you have a fire backstory.
Yeah. So back in, it was what, like 2023?
2023.
We were, honestly, it started as a hobby. We were kind of looking for something to do like after work together. And we visit the parks a lot. So it was like, okay, let's see if we can, combine our love for going to the parks with something that can make some side money, but also just like to kind of spend time together. So in the end, we went through different processes, different logos and stuff like that. But we finally landed on the name of Etrnl Youth, which that's a whole story. That took a little while because we had some really bad names initially. Yeah, I don't know. The process was what, throughout the summer of 2023?
Yeah, well, throughout the summer of 2023, we kind of started to build Etrnl Youth. I actually hadn't been to Disney in 8 years prior to going to 2023, and Ryan got me back into Disney. And obviously, I don't know, I love it so much now that I think I'm more addicted to going than you. We kind of just wanted to build something together. It was just kind of something fun to do. And originally we started out with, what was our first name? Rapunzel or something.
No, it was Rapunzel. That's so bad.
Yeah.
Saying that out loud. It came together because I was okay. If we make this little company, we should base it off of our favorite characters. And as a kid, I loved Peter Pan.
And I loved Rapunzel. That was my
So it was
favorite
how can we
up.
do a play on words? That was the first one that came out. And I'm looking, that just doesn't, I don't think it's going to work. we kind of transitioned over to, it was just Pan. But this is probably even worse because obviously Peter Pan. But then...
and Rapunzel's frying pan, of course.
She had a frying pan, logo, and we're also looking at the logo, which I'm like, this sucks. So then we really just based the name that we eventually settled on with Etrnl Youth. We kind of went over the process in the fact that it was kind of like, how do I put this? We wanted to get different aspects of each character and bring it together. So in the end, we thought Etrnl Youth, Rapunzel, she has the flower?
Yeah, she has the flower so that she stays, well, she doesn't stay young forever, but she can help others stay younger forever, healing powers. And Peter Pan never wants to grow up. And that was both the moment we were like, oh my gosh, Etrnl Youth, because both of us never wanted to grow up as kids. I wanted to be a kid, as I still want to be a kid. That's what I love about Disney so much, is that we're allowed to be kids.
I never grew up. I'm still a kid, so
can't confirm.
That's how we landed on the name. And we obviously spell it a little bit differently because when I was writing it out, I was like, how can we put a marketing spin on this? Not that that's even a marketing spin, but just it was so long. Eternal is such a long word to kind of put youth. We kind of scrunch it down. So I wrote it out Etrnl, and Olivia was like, that could probably work. And I was like, we'll see how this goes through. And then it just kind of stuck, and we went with it. But yeah, obviously we make the theme park clothing. So that aspect of the business was more so, I get hot. Even right now, I'm sweating. But when I'm at the parks, Orlando is so freaking hot. I was soaking through all my t-shirts. I'm like, damn, I was just starting to wear the Nike, dry fit, running tank tops, because that's the thinnest thing I could get. Because it's so damn hot, you never want that, sweaty back that you get from taking off the backpack.
Yeah.
So I was looking into, we were both looking into different ways we could.
Different products.
Yeah, the products and how we could market them out. And then we kind of settled upon these jerseys. So I got a test batch in just to see if it was maybe are they going to be bad? Are they going to be good? Just a blank run. I ended up putting a design. It was actually the Everest one was the first one we made.
The Galactic Hero.
The Galactic Hero was the first prototype that we had, and I put it on and tested it at the parks, and I was like, "Yo, wait, this isn't bad. This is super thick. I'm not uncomfortable."
And then one day I was like, oh, let me wear that. I want to try it in the park.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't originally for the jerseys. But
Yes.
then after I tried it on, that was it. I was sold. I was only wearing jerseys to the park. Even though I'm always cold, like these are more comfortable than any t-shirt in the park. So I was like, oh, I'm going to wear these all the time now too. So
The second I wore mine in the park, I was like, it's insane how different it feels.
Yeah, right?
It's just,
comfortable.
yeah.
In my opinion, because of the heat. But yeah, that's kind of like a nutshell how we kind of started. We ended up launching in September 2023, but we really didn't not to take it seriously because we were like very busy during that time, but we really didn't go full on with it until I want to say like early 2024.
yeah, that's when we like really started to like go harder with it.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
We both have full-time jobs outside of this, and we would love this to be a full-time job eventually, but as of now, it's a nice hobby. So, and we also like kind of loved working on Etrnl Youth together because I have a background in computer science, so doing all the IT and like work on it was really fun, and he has a marketing degree, so it was like the perfect
combination.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Yeah, that's how we kind of started in a nutshell.
Who does the artwork?
We both do. So
yeah.
we're not artists.
That's why it takes us a little longer.
But we'll just take like an iPad and kind of sketch out what we kind of have an idea of, and then just over the course of a week, we try to get the designs done within a couple days. But like sometimes, like that, the Season of the Force logo, not that it's super fancy or in depth, but we're not artists, so like it took me so long to get the right like fit of it. It's just a fun process. But I mean, if we were better at art, maybe it'd be quicker. But it's been working, working for us so far. So we're just gonna keep it going.
The art's definitely been our longest time coming, but it's been fun, and it's fun to learn something new and like get to be creative because
and the longer you do it, the better it's gonna get.
Absolutely, no, for sure.
Every design that you guys have put out is always top notch. So I definitely think you're doing a good job.
Absolutely. As I said, my favorite design so far has been your hockey series, and I'm still waiting for my Boston Bruins one.
We talked about that over the DMs in December?
Oh yeah.
That'll come out like next winter. Actually, we were actually going to make that for the tail end of the winter, but with just the different drops coming, we knew May the 4th was coming up. We kind of planned that in March. So we pushed it back, but that will be coming. It's a great idea.
Well, you already have a sale coming, so
Jerry will buy your whole stock.
Line them out.
What would you say your biggest challenge has been?
I would say, you might think differently than I have a very business-focused brain. I would say biggest challenge, well, besides drawing everything, just because it takes us forever to draw stuff, it was kind of like, how do we... Because it's a hobby. We made this as a hobby to do together, and it's been really fun to do together. Like we'll spend, if we're not like doing other things, we'll just sit back on the couch and we'll be like, okay, like let's take out the iPads and draw like a new logo for the next drop. Do that together. But I think the hardest thing, I would say, maybe like positioning. Like how do we? It's a very saturated market from a business sense. It's very saturated market, and we're not. This is a hobby. We do want to be successful, but at the same time, it's also we're doing it to have fun. If it does become more, it does. We never want to take it too serious, like ourselves too seriously with it, because it's our relationship as well. So I think the hardest part would be, I would say the positioning, balancing the. Yeah, you say, because
I think for us, it's been like the balance of like our work-life balance, our relationship, and like still balancing this because we actually don't live in Florida, so it's a little bit harder to like get all the content we want and plan ideas when we're not in the parks. Like I feel like the parks give you a lot of inspiration, so we are constantly always like talking about it at home, but like maybe not making action on what we're gonna do. So that's been the biggest challenge, is finding like that balance. But I think lately, like in the last month, we've like really nailed it down. We have a process, and like we're feeling a lot better about how we're moving forward, and we're excited to be down there this weekend for May the 4th, and it definitely makes you like want to continue every time you're in the parks. So at least that's how I feel.
I was going to say more of a business sense, but we're just going to go with that.
It definitely gives you, when you're in the parks, it definitely gives you that burst of creativity.
100%.
Yeah.
Just the atmosphere. Everyone's so happy. Everyone's doing all their stuff. You're like, oh, this is great.
Yeah, like you never want to leave. I just want to keep like making content when we're down there, and I come up with like a lot more ideas for like jerseys and drawings when we're down there. We both do, and I think it's hard when we're not there all the time to like be inspired because
Yeah, it's because the parks kind of block out the outside and like all the outside distractions, so you definitely can focus more on what you want.
Definitely, 100%.
That's how we both feel.
Yeah, because we'll get down there, and Livy's like, I'm just stuck with like, I'm not sure what we're gonna do for this or this, and then we get down there, she's like, oh my god, we're gonna do this. I was like, hold on, we got. We can't add more to the thing. There's just too much.
Yeah, a little too excited.
It's good though. It's fun.
It's been a fun like hobby and journey.
Yeah, it's been a fun ride.
So how long does it take you to get like an idea to like reality? Like how's it like when you spark the idea until the actual like product is out? How long does it usually take you?
I would say it kind of differs on each drop. So I mean, just for like an average time sake, I would say I thought of something Monday, and then we kind of flesh it out, draw it out, get a logo done by maybe like Wednesday, Thursday. If it's difficult, like not difficult, but if it's taking a while, like the season,
Sure,
longer than that. But usually, like for example, there was two different I guess ways to go about this. So like the dinosaur jersey, oh my god, I'm blank. The ripped dino land on the back. Oh my
yes,
god. The vintage dino. It was the
yes.
Oh, there's so many jerseys in my head. Yeah, for the vintage dino. So I thought of the idea when we were down in September, and then I drew it out while I was like on the plane ride home. But I knew that it didn't fit in, with the drop we were currently, we had there was the hard drop and the Halloween drop.
Correct.
We couldn't just throw it in there; it just wouldn't make sense. So like that one specifically, I drew out the logo over the course like a week in September, but that didn't, it didn't come out until November. So that just because of the way we span the drops. Mm-hmm. So that and something like that, it would take a couple months. But in general, I would say drawing a logo, kind of fleshing out on the jersey, because we have a bunch of different, like no one's ever seen them, but a bunch of different like prototype versions of like Everest, Galactic Hero that no one's ever seen because it just didn't fit. You kind of have to get the right fit when designing everything.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I would say overall,
It's a couple of
probably like 3 weeks.
3 weeks, yeah.
To actually get like everything
at
like
least
start
a couple
to finish.
weeks to like a month from start to finish to
Yeah,
like get something in the process,
mm-hmm.
and then it's the planning on when it's actually going to release. Like, can I hint at the one?
And which one? Oh yeah, go for it.
Like we have a car jersey coming out in the summer, but it's been in the process since November. It just hasn't fit into any of our
okay, gotcha.
Like having. But it's like that period of like, okay, when's the right time for it to come out? It's been a learning curve for sure. There's been times we've come out with stuff and I'm like, that makes no sense why we did that. But like, it's just because we liked it at the time. But we're trying to be better about getting a more well-rounded drop and like having things like really cohesive. Like this drop has all related around May the 4th, and we want to make sure we're really just like emphasizing that it's one specific theme and topic, instead of just all over the place. Yeah,
because we bounce ideas off of like our family. Like I'll show them like different concepts we have for things, and they are brutal. They're like, that sucks. I'm like, sometimes we're like they're completely right. Like I say, okay, I'll switch it. And then there's sometimes where it's like that could work. Like they were a little against, what was it? Was it Everest or was it?
It was Everest at first.
Everyone was like Everest jersey, and I was like, and like Olivia said, we weren't like as organized, especially in the beginning. I was like, I love Everest. That's gonna be the first jersey that we make. It's gonna be Everest. So they were like, I'm not sure about it, because the initial design, the prototype really didn't look that great, so we had to rework it. But it ended up being our best seller, right?
Yeah, it is our best seller still.
So,
but whereas like this drop, they really enjoy because it was cohesive and like we were like, oh, it's one idea, that's good.
Exactly. We'll also bounce stuff off the ambassadors to see what they like. Okay, like what do you guys think about? This is like whatever version 9 of 10. Like, let me know what you think, and then we get the final one, depending on what we're doing. So it's been fun, but it's a good process.
Well, for this drop, I have to ask, what is your favorite Star Wars movie?
Mine's easy. Revenge of the Sith.
Mine's easy too. Revenge of the Sith. Yeah.
We just saw it last night too. That's the first one.
It's actually my first full time seeing it, which is crazy because I've watched all the other ones, and we meant to have like a big lead up to that when I first watched them, and for some reason we just forgot and like never finished watching it.
Yeah.
We watched like bits and pieces, and that was it. And then last night we were in the theater, and I was like, oh my god, wait, I've actually never seen this fully.
I was like,
And
what?
I was like, this is the best experience, being in the movie
So
theater, getting
good.
to watch it.
I got a
So-
reaction on different scenes, and it's just like, I'll put a video out of it. But
because
it's
I'm not
funny.
I was not a Star Wars girl before this, but
No, I brought her over.
princesses, everything. I now love it. I'm obsessed, and
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I want to watch it like a million more times.
So good.
Well, welcome to the dark side.
Oh, so good. Love it. Obviously, we made a jersey about it. But how about you guys? What's your favorite Star Wars movie?
I'm an OG gal, so
I was about to say the same
Yeah.
thing.
yeah. But I do love the prequels. Like, I remember when the prequels came out and everybody hated them, and I felt like so alone because I loved them. And I was like in love with Hayden Christensen, of course, you know.
I would say A New Hope is probably mine because that was the first one I saw with my family. So it's kind of like that sentimental movie. That's probably holds a special place. But I do like Revenge of the Sith was probably my second.
I will say I'm excited for Ryan Gosling to be joining, though. Well,
That's gonna be very cool.
yeah, I'm excited for that. So
I was like, oh my
It's-
god,
there's a good future for Star Wars coming.
we're excited. It's definitely it's gonna be good. I know they had some movies that flopped in the past, but
Yeah,
I think they're starting to go in the right direction.
I mean the shows have all been great.
Yeah.
For sure.
Honestly, I know it's gonna be an unpopular opinion, at least among my friends. My friends are like Star Wars nerds, and they all didn't like the Obi-Wan season. I liked it.
I liked it too.
I liked Obi-Wan too, yeah.
Yeah.
especially well, she hasn't seen
I
it, so
haven't
I
seen
don't
the
want
full
to say
thing.
that.
Don't
I'm just gonna
spoil.
spoil
Yeah.
something.
Don't spoil for me.
don't
I've
say
only
it.
seen a couple episodes, so I have to
We're watching that now that she saw Revenge of the Sith last night. So
Yeah.
you have to watch Obi-Wan. But never, I won't go into it then.
Yeah, don't spoil. Spoilers. I've gone this long without spoilers.
Yeah, it's so funny because like when I was younger, like I was saying, I was very much into Hayden Christensen. Now that I'm older, I'm very much into Obi-Wan.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Gotta love Ewan McGregor. Oh my god.
Yeah. Well, what about theme parks? So I know you mentioned Everest was like a big inspiration for you. Does that mean Animal Kingdom is your favorite theme park?
It actually doesn't. It's not my favorite. I definitely have a much better appreciation for Animal Kingdom than I did as a kid. Because as a kid, I was like, "Oh, this is cool going on Everest and the river rapids and stuff." And I was like, "I want to go like back to Magic Kingdom." But now, like as an adult, I feel like you can really appreciate like everything that went into, exactly everything that went into Animal Kingdom. Just the design of the tree itself is just like you walk by, and you're like, dude, like what the hell? Like how the hell did they do that? So
Like, I absolutely love Animal Kingdom. It is not my favorite park, though. Magic Kingdom is definitely my favorite.
I like Hollywood Studios just because I love Star Wars. So Galaxy's Edge. As soon as I went in for the first time in 2021, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, done. I'm sold. So fun. Yeah.
For me, like, growing up as, like, loving the princesses, the castle just, like, gets me. And Happily Ever After. I need to watch it every single time. Like, I could watch it every single day. Like,
Every
that's
time.
on blast. That's my playlist every single work. I will be listening to Happily Ever After. Luminous has me right now, so I don't know. Maybe I'll
To
switch
Epcot?
to Epcot, like be my favorite. But Luminous has like a hold on me. I can't get over that music.
That's
I
the thing, when
love
you're
the
doing
music at Luminous. It's so beautiful. Like I almost cry every time, and I have never cried at the fireworks at Magic Kingdom, but Luminous gets me.
Are you broken?
I was not a princess girly, so
But Luminous had definitely, I don't know, I just love the whole storyline behind it, and
Yeah.
it just feels like a lot of weight and like emotion. So I definitely really enjoy watching that show.
It's definitely very good.
Jerry, what's your favorite park?
Oh, we're in epic universe right now. Gotta give it to it. I'm not even gonna shy away.
So we're just gonna hop over Disney and we're just gonna go
We're not
right
even
to
gonna
Epic
talk
Universe.
Go right to epic. Well, you asked what the favorite theme park was. You didn't say Disney park.
All right,
It's
fair.
true, I didn't
That's fair.
specify.
If I'm going Disney parks, I have to probably Epcot. I always say Epcot's not. I usually bounce between Magic Kingdom or Hollywood Studios, but every time I'm in the parks, I'm always in Epcot at least once a day. So I have to say Epcot.
It's the locals park.
Yeah, pretty much.
I feel like we go to Epcot a lot when we're there. Like we always are in Epcot. Like
Yeah, we had a stint. Well, every run and for Run Disney, you start in Epcot. So like that week specifically, not that we really went to the parks that much because it was just like a lot, but it just felt like we were just living in Epcot. Like every morning, yeah. Usually it's like, oh, this is so nice, but instead it's just like, oh,
that
it's
was
like
actually my
3
first
a.m.
time I ever rope dropped. I had never rope dropped before, and we rope dropped after the 10K going into Epcot just to get food and left because we were very tired. Those wake up calls that
I'll tell you how bad how bad it is to wake up at like 2:30 and then start running around like whatever it's like 4 or 5 depending on the day. It's just like it catches up. I was not expecting that. I was like,
slept for like 13 hours the one day. Like after I was just like, I'm dead to the world. Like, but I felt the best after the marathon. I was like, maybe I was just riding the marathon high.
There's a high you hit at the end. Where you're like,
I was like, I could keep going. Like, let me go to the park all day now.
Man, hey, at least you guys got a high from it. I need CPR if I did that. Jeez. No.
Yeah, I feel like Run Disney people are a different breed.
Oh, God. I envy you. I envy you.
We only did one little stint.
That was our big.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do it a couple years again, but definitely gotta take a break.
We definitely not prepared. Not one video could prepare me for that run. Yeah,
that's the thing. Like you watch videos on YouTube and stuff. Like okay, prepping for it. It does help in some ways. Like oh, you have to get up this time and get there, the buses and stuff. But not that you have to experience it yourself. I didn't realize that until obviously we did it. But like you're going through and you're like, oh wow, this is like. Well, you hit a certain point like where it's like, oh, I'm in Disney and this is really cool. But at the same time, it's still like. Fun. So you're like, oh wait, like it's not going to be. It's more tiring than I was expecting. I don't know why I was expecting it to not be.
And we were in the last corral because we had never done Run Disney before, so you kind of get pushed to the bottom, which definitely wasn't expecting like how difficult that would be because you're constantly feel like you're being chased by the balloon ladies and about them and like talking my sleep about the balloon ladies.
She would fall asleep. I know we're getting a little off topic, so I'll cut it off here. But whatever, she would go to bed at like 9 o'clock. I took forever to fall asleep. So I'm sitting there just watching TV in the hotel room, and she's just like, what are you whispering? You're like, balloon ladies. I was like, are you okay? I was like, whoa. And that's when I was like, is she still awake? I was like, you okay? Like, and she's no, not the balloon ladies. And I was like, oh God. I was like, woke her up. I was like, relax. We're in bed. You're fine.
When you guys posted your video about the balloon lady, it had me laughing because I made a comment about I all I can picture is like balloon ladies being the mafia and just like people who fall behind them just get kidnapped in a van.
It is. There's some vans on the side with people in it, and like it's just you're like whatever 15 miles in, and there's like a van sitting there, and there's like the vans don't leave until they're completely full.
You have to wait until the van is full, and then you have to wait for all the runners to pass. So if you're like say I can't do this anymore early on in the like runs, then you're waiting the entire run period like until everyone else is done to get off. And
wow.
I realized that I was like, oh, we got to keep going. We just keep walking.
Yeah, seriously, it's fun though in the end. There's a lot that goes into it, but it's fun. So yeah, it's a good time.
If you could give one tip for someone starting Run Disney, I know it's a little off topic, but one tip for someone, what would you give them?
Just train. That's at least my tip. I would say like we did train, for a good like 4 months, and then like injuries and like whatever, you got sick with COVID and a bunch of other stuff. That kind of like to come back from all that, it kind of takes a while to get back to where you're at in terms of running. Like you could train for 2 months and then not run for a couple weeks, and then that your stamina is just a shot. So I would say if you just like have a good training program and you're able to stick to it even with some injuries and stuff and kind of keep yourself healthy, you'll be fine. It's just when the training lacks, you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel it on race day. But
for me, I feel like if you have the opportunity to do Run Disney with another person, that's definitely the best thing you can do because it is mentally like a challenge getting through it. It's a lot of being on the road all day, and we had never done any other races before this, anything. So Run Disney was our first experience, and I was expecting a lot more characters and music and things like that, but because of weather or just timing, you don't get to see all those fun features. So if you're by yourself, it's hard. So it is really nice to have a support system. We did the whole thing together, and I don't think I could have finished it if we didn't.
Same.
And it was just nice to have each other, and it was also nice to have family texting oh, you're almost there. Like, we're gonna
Because
see
they
you
can
at this
track
point.
you. I didn't realize they
so
can track you as you go. So they
that
got,
was like a
trackers
good
on.
motivation, like for them to be like, hey, we're at this spot. Like, we'll see you. Look for us. And like that kept me mentally going. I was like, okay, I just have to get there, and then I'll see them, and then we can keep going a little bit more. So
That's cool.
definitely, if you can have a
That's
support
cool.
system, definitely need that for Run Disney.
That's good to know.
Yeah, you hear that, Josh? You should have
Hey,
told me when you were buying yours, okay?
Listen, you were supposed to get it. It's not my fault that you didn't join on time.
Hey,
And
that was the first time. The last time you didn't even tell me.
Listen, that was literally last minute, and it wasn't my decision.
Like, that was sleeping Josh.
So it's your fault. It's still your fault.
No, don't worry. You'll be fine.
We'll cheer you on.
I won't.
Wait, you're not going to
Kidnap you in the van.
Jerry volunteered to be a balloon lady.
Yeah, be the balloon lady, yeah. No, don't put me down. That's still...
Like,
Everyone will be scared of you. That's like,
Yeah.
everyone like looks, it's like, oh shit.
and they're really good people, so there's no reason to be scared, but
Yeah,
you
yeah,
are
that's
still
super
scared of
nice.
them.
I'm actually going to reach out to Disney. How do you become a balloon lady?
You're like, this balloon lady is extra creepy. She's got a beard.
What are you most excited for the future of Etrnl Youth?
I would say just kind of, grow the community that we...
Oh, that was actually going to be my answer, too.
Oh, there we go. Kind of growing the community that we've slowly
Yeah,
built with like the ambassadors and
honestly, people are like, what makes life better? So I just enjoy the community that we've built, and I want to continue to build like that positive like environment, and just to make friends. Like, having more friends is like so much fun, and it's like people to go to the parks with, and like we can't wait to see them when we go down. So
yeah, because we've
I think
met a
that's
lot
been
of
like a
yeah,
really
that's-
nice part of
Mhm.
Etrnl Youth.
No, 100%. We've met like a lot of people. Obviously, Josh, through social media and stuff. We've talked to you guys prior to this, but even like Jameson. Like, Jameson's one of our ambassadors, but he was probably like our 5th follower. Like, we had we just started obviously, so we didn't really have anybody following us. He followed us. He was at the number 5, and then he won. We had like a mini giveaway like back in.
And he happened to win it, and we were like, we just started talking, and became friends.
Yeah, and then eventually he's like, "Hey, like I would like to apply to be an ambassador." I was like, "Hey, go for it." And then like he got in, and then we've hung out with him multiple times,
Yeah.
even outside of the
Ambassador
the
meetup.
meetup.
We just like we went to Disney Springs together, and like it's
Yeah.
just fun to like
super
do
cool
that
guy,
kind of stuff.
like just, and that's every
great
like
people,
yeah, everyone we've met's been really nice, and
yeah.
it's been fun. I mean, it's again, we started this as like a little hobby, and it's just become, I don't know, something really really fun to do. We met good people, had a good time.
That's my favorite part about it. It's definitely the people.
That's always my favorite part about social media too, is the people you meet.
Mhm.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
It's been for sure.
Are you allowed to tell us any drops that you have planned for the rest of the year, or are they super secret?
We could touch upon it a little
nothing
bit.
super secret.
Well, I had a few things I thought were
Okay,
super
well,
secret.
we
Touch
always
upon the summer one.
we'll do like definitely a summer drop at like some point in June, so probably right around Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, well, a summer drop.
Summer drop.
It'll be themed. Well, yeah, you can tell them some of the stuff we have going on.
I mean, hopefully there'll be some more Stitch stuff. So Stitch inspired.
Stitch inspired. Let's keep inspired in there.
And then right around the corner, of course, is HHN season and Halloween.
Yeah,
and
we have a lot of stuff planned for that.
We
Yep.
definitely have a lot planned for that. That's like our people get so excited about HHN, and we have people messaging us already. When is it coming out?
Yeah,
so we're like
every week.
Leave them alone, Katie.
I'm sorry. I'll stop messaging you guys.
it's definitely exciting. Like that makes it like feel like worth it. It's like people like asking about it, and like,
Yeah,
I
the
think
excitement.
the
That
excitement.
I guess when we started, again, just as a hobby to do together. So to see people like DMing us like, "Hey, like I love this jersey," or "Oh, like I'm like, when is this coming out?" Like, or you have to make this. It's like, oh wow, like
Or are you coming back out with that? Like I missed it last time. I
yeah,
want it now.
yeah. We'll get
See that, but I think like HHN definitely has people the most excited, so that's what we're hearing the
for
most
sure.
excitement. But it will definitely be out. Hopefully by August we'll have that ready
early
to go.
August.
Early
That's
August,
awesome.
because I feel like HHN just starts like earlier and earlier every year.
every year.
It's like just something like we got to plan for.
It's a lot.
I mean, halfway to Halloween is next week, so
Katie has that circled on her calendar.
Yeah, she has a countdown.
Yeah, I'm not really a Halloween person.
Nah, I don't mind it. Well, that's the
I've gone into HHN, but
we never went. I don't know. We went to 2 years ago.
2 years. Like we've
And
gone
then-
2 years in a row.
But prior to that, we really I didn't know what it was.
I don't like scary things, so
She doesn't. But especially in the ambassadors, Josh, like they're like a lot of them. Including yourself, you like HHN as well. But like some of them are really into like the horror space, so it's good to like ping ideas off like everybody in there because they know better than us. So like they obviously help us with some ideas for HHN's coming out. Here's the houses. Like this is what people like. Okay, let's kind of work around there. But I will say we will have. How do I say this legally? There's going to be a shark-inspired jersey, Josh.
That's awesome.
And a summer drop coming up. That's the one big little I'll put out that we didn't release. Yeah, shark-inspired jersey.
That's going to be
because
awesome.
obviously we make a lot of
Speaking of my,
stuff, but we'll just say we have a Epic Universe inspired horror jersey. I guess
That's awesome.
that comes out in what 2 weeks, 3 weeks, around there. And then there's also going to be Super Nintendo World themed or inspired jersey. That's the two. It's gonna be a little mini collection that's gonna come out
right before the summer drop.
Yeah. So it'll be available
That's
for
cool.
3 weeks and 3 weeks only, and then we'll pull it back. And yeah, just because Epic's opening up, just for the fun of it. But a lot of jerseys in my head. Oh my goodness.
I can imagine it's like a whole bunch of filing cabinets in there. And they just all open. It's like that SpongeBob scene, At this point in the show, I usually like to ask a fun question to wrap things up. So, Jerry, I'll let you start it today. What is one house at HHN that you want to see this year? Can't give it to Katie because Katie already probably has it lined up, ready to go.
Man, you always put me on the spot, man. You're good. I don't know. Katie, go. I need. My brain's still like.
So, Josh, you guys asked me this question when
I think we
did our Halloween episode, and
Do you know how many episodes I do, Katie? I forget.
No. I'm saying you guys, when you interviewed me before I was a co-host, y'all asked me this, and I said Fallout, and I'm 98% sure that Fallout is actually going to be a house this year. So, I'm still going with Fallout.
And if that happens, I will be there as often as I can. I love Fallout.
So that's my house. I love the post-apocalyptic, and they usually do a good job with the video game houses too. So,
what you guys?
I'm not the person to ask. I don't do scary. I went to the House Cinema House last year, and that was definitely my favorite. But I, at the same time, hated it. Like
that was funny.
I got the first scare where what is it? Like the person spits water at you.
Yeah. He's coughing and he spits it out.
I literally lost it. I started pushing. I was like, I gotta go.
I need to go with you guys because I don't get scared anymore. So it's great going with people who still get scared.
Oh,
I'm scared of everything.
She ran it was. Amanda went through and she's seen the house before, so she was like, she kind of dodged it, I guess. And then Olivia was up, and then it was me, and then Gamble or Josh was behind me, and then Gamble, and oh man, this guy headshotted her just straight. She was like a damn running back. She blew through me. She blew through Josh and ran into Gamble, and I was like you can't leave. You gotta keep going.
I'm scared.
I'm laughing. Oh my god.
I don't really know scary stuff that well. So
I would say, maybe this isn't scary, but like a Jaws, like a Jaws themed house.
I was just thinking that actually, Jaws. Yeah, I was gonna say that too.
Yeah, I don't know, with a big shark. There was a big shark in one of the houses this past year, right? Or am I just thinking?
I can't remember.
I don't remember.
I don't know. I blacked out.
A massive shark is really cool.
That would be really cool. I would like that.
I'm not sure how they would
I
theme it though. It's a horror movie.
Well, it's a thriller.
Yeah, for sure.
We did Ghostbusters last year, and that's not
I did like the Ghostbusters house actually.
That was a good one.
I liked. We went through that, and it was fine. It was cool.
Yeah.
It's funny to get to the houses with. This year we all have to meet up and just
for sure.
Absolutely.
I get a kick out of it.
Oh my god, it's too funny.
What about you, Josh?
Well, I kind of piggybacked off you, Katie, but I said Fallout.
Okay, I see.
because we're on the same wavelength of that.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite series. But where can everybody find you on social media and your website? And then I'll link it up there.
Sounds good. So the website is etrnlyouthshop.com. It's ETRNL and then shop.com. I know it's sometimes difficult for people to remember how to spell it. Took us a little while. And then our handles are the same for everything, right? It's Etrnl Youth Co.
Yes, Etrnl
ETRNL Youth Co. on TikTok and Instagram. We will be making a YouTube soon because
nice.
That's what we're gonna try.
Yeah.
Start some vlogs, so you
Maybe
might
some
see
vlogs.
us out on YouTube next, but hopefully
plan
some May
is
the 4th
to-
vlogs
yeah.
coming out.
we should be moving down there soon.
Yeah,
How
we're looking
often?
at
We're looking at places now, so we might be
looking to come
locals
down there.
soon. By
Nice.
the
You'll be
fall.
Josh and I.
So we'll see what happens. But yeah, those are the handles, and
Yeah.
if you're interested in some lightweight moisture wicking jerseys for the parks, especially in the summer because it's so hot down there. Check us out for sure.
I can attest to how comfortable they are in the summer. They're very comfortable. But yeah, give them a follow. Check out their shop. And I am Josh in the Parks. Jerry.
I'm It's a Buzz Life.
Katie.
I am at the magical KTB.
And you can find the podcast at intheparks_pod on everything. So put your hands up because your lap bars are coming up.